has a job that's romanticized, but in reality sucks. I worked at Disney World for a year. I was a character performer, and it was a nightmare. First of all, the pay was terrible. I was making around $10 an hour, which is not enough to live on in Orlando. I had to share a tiny apartment with 4 other people, and we were all constantly broke. The hours were also insane. I would often have to work 12-hour shifts, and I would only get 1 day off a week. I was constantly exhausted, and I had no time for a social life. But the worst part was the way we were treated. We were constantly yelled at by our managers, and we were expected to do whatever they said, no matter how unreasonable. I remember one time I was told to stay in my costume for an extra hour, even though it was 100 degrees outside. I was so hot and sweaty, and I could barely breathe, but I had to do it, or I would have been fired. I also had to deal with a lot of rude guests. People would constantly yell at me, and they would often try to touch me inappropriately. I remember one time a man grabbed my butt, and I had to push him away. I was so scared, and I didn't know what to do. I eventually quit after a year. I couldn't take it anymore. I was so unhappy, and I was starting to get depressed. I was also starting to hate Disney, which was something I never thought would happen.